Great is your mercy.
My name is Tinola Agbabiaka, and this is my husband.
Oriyomi Agbabiaka.
We're just here to tell our story. On the 4th of March, 2024, my husband underwent an open heart surgery at the Lagos State Teaching Hospital. And initially, it was scheduled. It wasn't like an emergency thing, because we've been on this journey for, let's say, about 26 years. We've been married for over 28. And, this health challenge came in ways where initially we didn't even know what was wrong exactly. And, of course, the first thing we thought of was spiritual angle. Enemies of my father's house, enemies of my mother's house. Or die delay, Baba. And, they do exist, and we prayed all manners of prayers. We bring to any mountain you can think of in this area. But, well, finally we decided that, okay, I think it was about 10 years ago,
Thereabouts.
that we finally, he was diagnosed with a heart condition. And it wasn't something that just, it wasn't congenital, it's from birth. It wasn't a birth thing. It was apparent because they kept asking us that, did he have an illness when he was young? And he didn't remember. His father passed when he was 4. And, he just didn't remember. And hey, I met him as an adult. So, but we were later to discover that there's a particular fever that attacks the valve in the heart. Rheumatic fever. Now, because in our clients here, it's either malaria or typhoid. If you have a fever, it's either malaria or typhoid. Most people don't, maybe pay cognizance to it or know it's, of course. But apparently that fever, was the one that caused the problem. It kept attacking the mitral valve.
It lies latent in the heart for quite a while.
And then, I think maybe for some years, and it starts attacking the valve. To cut a long story short, about 4 years ago, one of our pastors introduced us to LASUTH, because we started having different episodes. We might not have time to really talk about this. And our first inclination, because we're well traveled by the grace of God, and our first inclination was like, anything we're doing is not here in Nigeria. But we tried the US. This year, especially, I was adamant that we must do something this year. Because from January, we always go out on our wedding anniversary in March. But I said, before we go and just be enjoying us, let's find the root cause and, put an end to this. To cut a long story short, one of our pastors in church, a friend, a brother, God bless him, is popularly known amongst us as Reverend Doc, Dr. Tunde Odushote, introduced us to LASUTH and got us in touch with Dr. Ladimeji, who is a cardiologist in LASUTH.
Interventionist cardiologist.
Fantastic guy. He received us well. We were surprised because we had very low expectations, but moving forward, that was a few years back, kept managing it. This year we said we're doing this. We tried to go to the US, still to do the surgery, but a friend of mine called me and said, look, let your head be correct. Do you have plenty dollars? Insurance is not a joke in the US, so I advise you, don't bother. If you don't have insurance or plenty, and we didn't have, so that put pay to going to the US. Then we decided the UK, and then they started saying all sorts of things. At some point I said, look, Mr. Man, if we're going to the UK, let's go to who we know. Some years back, after seeing Dr. Ladimeji, we came across Dr. Bodifalashe.
Yeah.
I think they no longer is a prof or something, so they don't use doctor again. you know. So, well, he saw us, and then it was almost like the vow, you know, maybe then we got the impression that he was going to the UK. So I told my husband this, I said, look, if we are going to spend all this money in the UK, because they were telling us different stories. Said,
let's talk to
somebody we know, at least we will not kill you. Let's call this Dr. Falashe. At least we know that he has done something. I mean, he's good at what he does. And that was when my husband gave him a call and said, I'm in LASUTH, come tomorrow. Now the rest will say, history, had the surgery to the glory of God. Dr. Falashe, we call him gifted hands, and his team were fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, everything well done. And I kept saying that, look, a good doctor is not known only by skill, but also by how he's able to connect with his patient, show empathy, and, you know, just having the trust of the patient. And we did have that. It really went well, to the glory of God. This is like almost 4 months later.
Yeah.
It's here. We're happy. And then we had the support of, God helped us. We had the support of men. Men stood up for us. Men helped us. Our pastors, our friends, family. I mean, it was a fantastic experience. So we thank God.
Now, let me just come in here. When we were searching for where to do it, I did not think the skill sets were available here. But, upon meeting Dr. Ladimeji, who reassured me when he first initially introduced us to Dr. Falashe, and speaking with Dr. Falashe, I came across so much information and about so much that had been done in the aspect of open heart surgery in Nigeria. I mean, LASUTH currently today, based on information available, is number 2 in Nigeria. Fantastic environment. Fantastic. The ICU, no, they're just
the CCU.
CTU.
We used to say
CCU, that's the critical care unit. But in there was their ICU. That's, yes, intensive care unit. Absolutely fantastic. The care was superb.
Yeah.
I mean, and, they all knew what they were doing. Before the operation, the meetings, the explanations, meeting with the anesthetist, the team, everything went very well.
I mean, it was really fantastic. Now, could the services or the processes have been better? Of course. We know it's a government hold. So, you know, I do hope things will get better with that. But with regards to the taking care of my husband, I mean, there are no regrets. We're thankful. Now we're within a community of those who have had open heart surgery. I know you are as knowledgeable as the extent of the information that has been available to you. So we found out that there are so many different surgeries, open heart surgery. It wasn't only the mitral valve.
No.
There are other people with other, you know, issues. But now, what I want to say that we were blessed. We had a community of people who stood. I mean, God raised men to stand with us with regards to this. My husband's team in charge, people were praying, all manners of prayer. But we thank God, everything went well. Prayers plus medical care. And I think that's part of the essence of this video. Yes, be praying, but seek intervention.
Yep.
Seek medical care early. Because sometimes, like I told my husband, sometimes there's money, but money can do nothing because it's too late. Sometimes you prayers things have overtaken. You know, there is only the mercies of God. So we thank God for that. There are people in our community who are struggling. There are people who struggle to have this kind of surgery. We're hopeful that as many people as possible will rise up to support them. Not everybody that has the clout or the fear of influence that we do have, you know, and people die. People die. When you hear somebody just flopped, you know, and then ignorance also. So people, let's do health checks, please. If you're a wife here, make sure your husband does that, the echo. Because I do realize that even with the insurance, they don't put in echo into it because, for whatever reason, it's not cheap, you know, but it's very important. Let's check our heart, make sure it's working well. Who would have thought that a fever would cause what has happened? And we have stopped 26 years. Well, there was a time in Italy, they're talking about 23 years that this attack started. I carried him on my back in the middle of the night in Italy. And we were looking for pharmacy. Nobody was answering because they didn't understand our language. So, I do hope that we're able to create more awareness with this video, you know, by sharing our story. And it can happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone. I mean, it happened to us. It can happen. I'm thankful that I'm not a widow today. It's fine. It was a well done job. Look at him. I'm his wife. I've tested him. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Thank you very much. Once again, let me say this. The care is available here in Nigeria. It's available. We've got the gifted hands and we've got the fantastic support team, the cardiologists and every other thing you may need. It's available. Dr. Falashi and his team at LASUTH, Dr. Oladimeji's team also, fantastic people. Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you very much. God bless you all.